These are all search engines, basically. And that's what online marketing was not that long ago. Search engines, if you can believe that. Now, search engines are important, but the online marketing world looks more like this nowadays. I wonder who this is. Is that all you guys? Do you picture yourself in the center of all this opportunity? I'll go back and forth between clutter and opportunity. Okay, or is that your customer? And that's something you have to determine. You know, if you automatically saw yourself there and what you were using, I want you to turn that all around, reverse it, and say, no, it's not about me. It's about the customer. How are they finding us? What tools do they want? Okay. And again, I'm going to show you some screen grabs and some sites, and I'm going to talk about some sites, and hopefully we'll have some time at the end for some questions so we can see how we can apply this to your interests and your challenges and your opportunities. Some of these you'll find on here. My students would tell you that YouTube is one of my favorites. Okay? And the reason why is because I have, at any given time, 250 to 300 students. Okay? And they're from 9 different countries. And I talk for 75 minutes, not 30 minutes, 75 minutes. They get tired of me talking. They want to hear another voice. They want to see another career, another perspective. They want to see real-life examples. Not that they don't believe me, but they'd like to know whether what we're learning in class, that theory, they want me to demonstrate and to prove to them, oh, that's being applied in Beijing, or that's being applied in Toronto, or that's being applied in Breton. So you can do that through video, usually 3 minutes or less. That's their attention span. I don't know what yours is, but I always like this under 5 minutes for sure, but 3 minutes or less. But some of these, whether it's Reddit, for example, some people here will know that Colonel Chris Hadfield, Canadian astronaut, is in the International Space Station right now. He's been a prolific social media user, leader, expert. Not just with Reddit. He's doing satellite linkages to classrooms. He's updating Facebook so many times a day that it's just starting to get annoying to me. Just starting. I know Jocelyn will disagree. They're beautiful pictures and they're fabulous information, but you almost don't have time in the day to actually read them all. And if you followed all his links, you would actually just be learning about Chris Hadfield all day. Now you might say, why? And he tweets as well. So I say, why is he doing all this? It's marketing for NASA. It's marketing for Canada. It's marketing for himself. Okay. So, and it's just interesting to follow. But you can pick here what you like, what you don't like. Many people are familiar with Skype from a personal perspective, but also from a business perspective. There's lots of others. And from this to this, and this is where I'd like you to think a little bit more. Okay. What channel works best for you? So we talked about cutting through the cluster. These infographics, okay, these diagrams with pictures, we know, I think, from a marketing perspective and a communications perspective, that we're visual. Okay, we see something and we associate it with something good, something bad. We can look at one of these logos and automatically know what it is. Okay, and most things that are behind it. But what works for you, or what combination of things work for you? I'll give you an example here. There's a small accommodation business in Sydney, actually, who have done a really good job with TripAdvisor, for example, and they've done a lot of work on search engine optimization. They've done a lot of work on updating their website, and they have someone dedicated to do that work, which is great. And that can either be in-house internally or contracted to do that. But they want to know how to do it even better. Okay? How do we keep it fresh? How do we keep enhancing it? Once you've made that big step into getting better, then where do you go? Okay? And this is one of the recommendations that the students came up with for that accommodation property. We're doing a market study for them. And one of the recommendations is, like, for example, they hadn't really explored directories. Directories can be overlooked as a referral service. They can be overlooked. They're not always, some of them are free, some of them aren't free, okay? But that's one place that they hadn't even explored, okay? So, and there's others, of course, directories, search engines, which we're familiar with, directories, sites and blogs, content sites, such as Flickr and YouTube and others there. Reviews, social media, of course, location-based services, and deals. And some of these, again, are better than others. I'm going to go through some activities and ideas that are trending for 2013 that's going to draw from these in a couple of minutes. Okay. So we're still in a chaotic offering of opportunity. Almost like and I should have looked up a graphic for TMI. OMG. LOL, that's good. Okay. So that's good. We're all kind of speaking the same language, and the language is changing, so we're trying to keep up with it, right? And in this mass of opportunities, we want to make sure it's not a mess of opportunities. So we want to go through that so that we're not doing that. And if we're doing that, what's our customer doing? And I can give you a few other examples. Some of them are from the tourism sector, and some of them aren't. And I know we have a diversity in this room, in the audience. There's a festival on the island, for example, that lists their staff members, but they're not hot linked. So you still, if you want to reach them, you still have to pick up that nice Alexander Graham Bell invention and call them, which I can't believe, or you can actually fill out on this site. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You guys can go looking. But you can fill out on their site, ask me a question. It goes to info ask. And basically, I'm going to go through some of my pet peeves. That's a pet peeve of mine. If you have an online form where it's sent to a reception area or a marketing person or something like that, and maybe you have to do that because of how you have your system managed. But basically, you're sending a message to the customer that I'll get to you when I get to you. Okay? When I get to my email, I will. And maybe in seasonal operations, people have to do that. Maybe people with limited resources. But it's basically saying, I'll get to you when I get to you. And it doesn't have to be, that's a function or a tool or an online tool that can be, it's just as cheap to hyperlink, your marketing manager or your owner or your students who you're paying $20 a week in Kraft cheese and macaroni or something to answer your email. Okay? Figure out a way to make it happen. But if this is you, that's one thing. If it's your customer, it's something else. So we're talking about today is cutting through the clutter. What tools do we choose so that we're not here? Okay? We're not there. How do we connect with our target audience? And again, with only half an hour, I can't go through with each one of your target audiences, but I can give you examples. I can just give you one from the festival. Another one, I'll name these guys. You guys can look it up. Is the Waterfront Development Corporation in Halifax. Okay? They do all kinds of events, tall ships events, and all that. If you go on their site, it's a good site. It's kept current. It's attractive. It's highly visual. It's designed well. Lots of content on it. But try to find contact information. Challenge you. Now, maybe I was tired. Maybe I'm not too bright. But I am part of your target audience. So your target audience may be tired and not too bright. You still want them, right? You still want to get them. And what they choose to do, I figured it out without contacting them, because I couldn't. What I figured out is that they're using their Facebook site. You can click to their Facebook site and you go on there. You can have a dialogue with them there. Maybe that's what they're choosing to do. Okay, that's a big organization with lots of activity, and that's one other example. As far as tools and how we connect with our target, I'm going to give you one other example. I'm going to ask you guys, did anybody ever lose your air miles card? Did you? Yeah. Did you? Were you like this? Oh no. I lost my air miles card. If anybody's ever tried to get a replacement card, good luck to you. Still don't have one? It's just yesterday. It was like when I got my master's. I'm that excited. I'm getting a new air miles card. And because we only have half an hour, but I'm just going to tell you from a customer perspective, basically every single message they sent me online or otherwise was, I do not care about you. Okay, that's what they told me, in their actions. It didn't cost them any more to tell me they didn't care about me than it would to tell me that they cared about me. but I lost my card. I've been a member since 2008. As my wise mother said, don't you have that number written down somewhere? No, Ma, I don't. So, if you go on their website and it says, you don't send me an email, you fill out the email, but when you click send, it says, fill in your card number here. Well, I don't have my card number, thank you, Mr. Internet. So what do? So then I call them. So when I call them, they say, click 1 for English, whatever French. And then you can, somebody will be with you in a moment, press in your card number. I don't have a card number. So then I went to the Facebook site. And you scroll down, because you got all day, nothing to do, you scroll down, and you find hundreds of people with the same problem. And they are telling you to go to call them on the 188 number, and when it asks you for the card number, don't give it to them. Just stay on the line. So I thought, okay, guys, 100 people can't be wrong. So I stayed on the line 3 times it asked you. So I stayed on the line 3 times. I ignored the prompts for my card number, and then they'll say a customer service representative will be with you. Nobody ever tells you that, but the other customers told me that. Okay? And so the other customers, we're going to talk in a minute about 2013, but inbound marketing, okay, when you have your customers doing your marketing for you. And obviously, I want my Air Miles card. I wasn't ticked off enough to say, forget about this, okay? Because of another online promotion, I know when you guys get the Staples e-newsletter, but they're doing 5 times Air Miles this weekend. I want my card. I need a new computer. I want my card. I want 5 times those stupid Air Miles. And so I stayed on the line, and we're experiencing a higher than usual call volume. An hour and 5 minutes I waited. Hung up. That was a week ago. Yesterday I thought I'm going to try again. 5 minutes, got in, got the card, and so Dan, you have to keep trying. But that was me. That wasn't, I forgot to tell you, I actually went to a more antiquated system. I actually faxed them. They don't care. I don't even know if that number ever goes anywhere. There is a fax number on their website though. I faxed them and told them they should change their customer care center to customer I don't care center. I used a variety of the tools that they provided. I couldn't get anywhere. Okay. Yeah. Moodle. One I use all the time. It's an education-based. If you've taken a course by distance, there's others called Blackboard. I've used 2. CBU uses Moodle. But to go to that, what do your target customers want, and what does your target audience want, and how functional is it, and how easy it is to be frustrated or tick people off. When a student gets enrolled in CBU, they get a CBU ID number, a CBU email. None of them use it. When I have a class list of 78 people from 9 different countries on it, they are contacted through Moodle, through CBU email. They don't use it. They have to go in and change it to another email if they want to, or they use the CBU one. So that can be frustrating, right? It's an easy thing to fix. Systematically at CBU, it might be a big deal to fix, because maybe the system can't handle that. I don't know what the system functionality is there, but it's because it's beyond my scope. But it's troublesome from a user perspective. I don't like it when my clicker's broken. Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, I'm there now. YouTube, I already mentioned. I wanted to, but I'm worried about time, showing you a YouTube video. Yeah, so I'm going to have to keep going. There's a great YouTube video on. If you guys can think of what the first nonprofit is to reach 1 billion YouTube views, it's Sesame Street. And there's a great video on with the count singing up to 1 billion. Well, I don't got time to show you. Skype, of course, is another one that I use, but it's worth 3 minutes, under 3 minutes if you want to. Skype, of course, which is all of these things are kind of what I call the great equalizer, right? Which is what the internet is, of course. LinkedIn, fabulous for many reasons. If you're not on there, you should start utilizing that. Hebert University does have a tourism management. You see a great big whopping 101 people like it, but it's relatively new. There's Cabot links and pictures from CBU. We are cultivating that, though, as a tool to try to share information, not only with their students, but with the wider industry, both tourism, because that's our focus, but also the educational community as well. And again, cheap to do, but if you're administrator on that site, and then I'm administrator on a not-for-profit site called Bereaved Families of Cape Breton, which is a great community service group, whopping 92 likes on that one. That's fine, but then I'm administrator on another one for that nice little 700+ foot ship that's been abandoned in Scattery. 258 likes on that one, not too bad. But the reason I'm showing you these is because if all I did all day was online tools, online marketing tools, I mean, it can take a long time. So people, and it's one of my pet peeves in sessions like this, will say, it's easy, it's cheap, it's a great equalizer. When are you going to do all this? Okay? And where in the past we were not hesitant to go to a marketing specialist or you know, print companies or designers, now people are a little bit hesitant because you can do it yourself, but are you doing it yourself, right? So you may want to look for some external help. I think Kijiji is underrated by people to promote their business. I've sold more than $100,000 worth of stuff on Kijiji, but one of them included a big boat, fishing boat. I took up a lot of that. But, you know, quick, easy sales. If you ask the Chinese students, especially at CBU, where they found their apartments, that's where they find them, on Kijiji. So if you have, you know, summer homes or vacation properties or things like that, those guys are on there. What bandwagon, you're going to fill your cart with something. What tools are there going to be? You know, Facebook, YouTube, tweeting, those types of things are what's talked about the most, but you have to pick what works for you. I wanted to show this because I don't want you to underestimate the value of a social media or online media strategy. It should be written down the same way as your marketing strategy is, same way as your communication strategy, same way as everything is. You know, your business plan. What is your strategy going to be? What are your goals? Are they measurable? Are they achievable? How are you going to measure them? The account from Sesame Street measures them in 1 billion YouTube views. You know, what is your what's your conversion rate? What's your cost per acquisition of a client on online media? Is the same as you would have looked at if you were going to go to a trade show. Okay, and not enough people, I don't think, are doing that. Of course, you have a global reach. You need to have a measurable ROI. You have a niche product advantage. Golf is a great example. Spas are another example. When I'm in my classroom, I can go to a live webcam of the Blue Lagoon Spa in Iceland. And my students who are, you know, 20 years old, around that, between 19 and 24 years old, they're blown away by that. And not because it's, you know, foreign technology by any means. It's because not enough people are doing it. Okay? You can go to Nantucket Island, and the first time I went there, you can stand in front of a beautiful shop, and you can call, you know, I remember it was a big deal a couple of years ago, you could call your mother in Cape Breton and say, look, Ma, go online, I'm waving to you. Nobody here in Cape Breton does that, I don't think. Maybe somebody does, but I mean, do you do that? Can you wave from Pebbling? Highlands Links does it? On number 12, do they? That's cool. Did everybody else know that? You learned something. It was from Catherine, but pretend it was from me. Competitive advantage, of course, again, that how to differentiate online, which not everybody is as familiar with. Image technology, design is king, flexibility, low-cost entry, of course. That's a standard acquisition funnel, which I don't have time to go through. Are these presentations going to be online available for people? Jared, do you know? Yes, they are. You guys can look at that. You can look at how, if you want to focus on one or two things, search engine optimization, content, currency, videos, webcams, all those types of things, and email lists, such as opt-in programs, if you don't have them. I wanted to go through traditional media and social media, but I got so hung up on air miles I can't. But it will be on. It will be online here. Oh, can I get rid of that? And then about shopping online, of course, and the different functions there. What's the most effective and what's the least effective? So unaddressed documents, of course, that's junk mail, whether it's bulk mail or posters face-to-face at the top of the richness scale for medium. And then my pet peeves, which some of them I've already gone through, but when you look at this presentation, slow downloads, hard to find or read information, and difficult to navigate sites, that's what customers are saying they have problems with. So you should do a test out there, find out whether your site's slow to download, whether it's difficult to navigate, whether people can find the information, how many clicks does it take, okay? This one's just another pet peeve. This is a social marketing site that's selling their service with typos on their site. Drives me crazy. CBU, logo soup, drives me crazy. That's all I can say about that. Tumblr, you guys all tumbling out there? No? Take a look at Tumblr. Love to do a whole session on that one. But big, crowded place in the virtual world that you can actually learn from. Ideas here. The world is mobile. It's right here. We're FaceTiming. We're doing all those things. Analytics, the importance of analytics. Okay, measuring ROI, measuring how much it takes to put awareness out there and also to convert a customer, to keep a customer. We all know that it costs less money to keep a customer than to go get a new one. That's true in traditional media and online media. Gamification. That's one for Catherine. I'm trying to figure out an idea to give Catherine in the session, but gamification, let's play golf online. Just give them a taste. But incorporating that high energy, engagement, loyalty of gaming world into your site. Inbound marketing, I've already mentioned design is king. Free downloadable, I could have given you a whole slide on free downloadable designware, right? That you can actually make better banners for your websites. Lots of great sites out there. Loyalty marketing, even if you're a small operation, people want to have that comfort of knowing who you are and that you know them, and it's going to be the world of big brand. 75% of the world has access to mobile phones. Didn't even get the QR code, but I want to show you that. QR code on wristbands. Have you guys seen them on wristbands? Fabulous, especially for any type of event or destination or business where you're moving people from one place to the other, like eco tours where you could go to the national parks and scan a QR code and find out about geocaching, or go to a festival and find out, maybe put a promotion on there that you'll get free pizza if you go to the beer tent, and move people around. The price quotes for things like this, for 500 of those, not counting design, would be about $60. Okay, so not expensive. You have to put your ideas into action in order to facilitate change. Just like your family trees, they're all different, they're all customized, and so should your internet tree. Your marketing tree should be customized to you, some long branches, some short branches. And I got to end with that.